January of 1969 was the month that confused music fans beyond belief, because at a time where the Beatles were months away from breaking up, the band decided to do a live performance. The Rooftop concert is the perfect example to show people who don't know much about the Beatles to know how big of a deal they were. Like, they literally went to the rooftop to practice some of their new songs, and a crowd of people, most of them on their lunch break probably, stood in the middle of the street to watch the Beatles perform. However, there's a bit more context to this whole thing, because this performance didn't come out of nowhere, nor was it meant to be a one-time thing. This was the Beatles going back to live performances. After 1965, the Beatles were fed up with live performances. It was getting in the way of the music, getting in the way of their experimentation, so they decided to do a full stop. That's when this performance comes into play. Paul believed that performing live kept the band focused. He wanted to get the band back on the road, but the other Beatles didn't like the idea. Actually, when George left the band briefly, one of the conditions for him to come back was that the idea of a comeback live performance was fully cancelled. However, playing some of the new songs in the rooftop to a crowd of maybe a few hundred people until the cops came, that's fully different. Still, George wasn't too happy about this. There's footage of him not being too excited about it until Ringo says he wants to do it, which is honestly really cute.
Well, I don't want to go.
I would like to go on the roof.
Ultimately, the performance was some sort of pilot episode to see how performing live would help the band, and given that it went pretty well, one would think that they did it again, but I mean, you know it didn't happen, which is a shame, but hey, it is what it is.
Hey,